If you're someone who is into multiple interests, you have so many things you're interested in, and you really do not know how to navigate through all of this, how to manage or focus on one interest. Take, for example, you're interested in content creation, graphic design, web development, forex, barbing, hairstyling, just name it. And you really do not know how to focus on one, then trust me, you're not alone. I have been there, and as a matter of fact, I'm still there. And yeah, in today's video, we'll be discussing on how to manage all of this interest without feeling like you're wasting your life. So yeah, my name is Ayomiko George, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here on this channel, I share my journey of growth as a young Nigerian, and the topic we discuss on are skills, the mindset, money, real life, and all of the stuff. So yeah, having said that, if this is something you're interested in, then stick around and let's get into the video. So here's the thing. A lot of us, especially young Nigerians who are trying to build something great, have multiple things they're interested in, but yet the world and everyone around them keeps on telling them to focus on one thing, to pick a niche, and there's this popular saying that goes, Jack of all trade, master to none. And so when they hear these things, it discourages them and it makes them feel guilty because they genuinely love multiple things. Take, for example, you love the idea of being a content creator, so you thought of starting up a YouTube channel, and the next minute you want to learn forex trading, the next minute you want to learn graphic design, you want to be a web developer, and 2 a.m. in the midnight you're watching a video on real estate and all of those stuff. The result that comes from this is that it makes you feel scattered. It makes you feel like you're not making progress in any of your interests. And in a worst case scenario, when you compare yourself with others, especially those who seem like they're locked into one particular interest, it makes you feel like they're way ahead of you, whereas you don't even know what it is that you're doing in the first place. But here's one thing I want you to understand: having multiple interests is not the problem. As a matter of fact, being interested in so many things shows that you're curious and it shows some level of intelligence as well. But the problem is not having multiple interests. The problem is not having a system that can help you manage all of this interest.
Think about some of the most successful people you know. They didn't just focus on one particular skill, instead, they combined multiple skills together. Take, for example, a content creator who understands how business work will always beat another content creator who doesn't. Another example is a graphic designer who understands how marketing work, who understands how to market a skill and how to position himself strategically in the market will always beat another graphic designer who doesn't. And so the issue isn't really coming from having multiple interests. As a matter of fact, having multiple interests shouldn't be seen as a weakness. Instead, it should be seen as a potential that is yet to be organized. And so that brings us to the question, how then do we actually manage all of this interest? How do we actually get this whole thing figured out? Because we see them, we're interested in them, we want to do them, but then how do we do it without feeling scattered, without feeling disorganized, and without feeling like we're not making any progress at all? Here's what has been working for me. Number one, have an hierarchy of interest, or should I say, a scale of measurement according to economics. What having an hierarchy of interest does to you is that it gives you some level of clarity. Sorry. It gives you some level of clarity. It helps you to, arrange your interest in its level of importance, or should I say, the level at which you find them interesting. So when you have this list of hierarchy, pick the topmost up, that is the one you find the most interesting, and make that your primary goal. Make that your primary goal and focus on that. Now, you're not focusing on that forever, but you're just focusing on it for the meantime while you have your other interest by the side. What this does to you is that it reduces the level of pressure you feel from having to focus on all of your interests at the same time. Number two, let your side interest support your main interest. For example, if content creation is your main interest, then let your side interest support content creation. So, take for example, if you love business, if your other side interest is, for example, business, you love learning about business, you love everything that's to do with business, and your main interest is content creation, you can put in business into your content creation and discuss about business. This way, you're killing two birds with one stone. Thirdly, I would say you should have a schedule for all of your interests. Now, instead of letting all of your interests compete with each other for your full attention, have different schedule time for all of your interests. This way, it keeps everything organized, it keeps everything in check, it keeps everything in place. And lastly, I would say you stop consuming and start doing. Most of the time, the reason why a lot of us feel confused and scattered is because we watch videos on all of our interests. Instead of picking a particular interest and making that your primary focus, we watch videos on all of our interests, and this way it brings confusion because you're not channeling your energy into one particular interest and taking actions towards that particular interest. So rather than just watching videos here and there on all of your interests, pick a primary focus, pick a primary interest, and take actions towards that interest. And just like the saying, action always kills confusion. So when you take actions, it kills the confusion and gives you, it builds momentum and as well gives you clarity along the line. So here's the real shift of mindset I want you to have today. Instead of looking at yourself as a jack of all trade, master to none, as a matter of fact, I want you to stop looking at yourself as a jack of all trade, master to none. Instead, I want you to look at yourself as someone who is mastering one particular thing, one particular skill, one particular interest, while leaving other interests by the side for the meantime. You don't have to kill all of your other interests just to focus on one particular interest. You just have to make sure that all of your interests are not competing for your full attention all at the same time. So rather than focusing on all of your interests at the same time, pick one particular interest and go all in for the meantime. This way, you improve in that particular interest. Take for instance, if it's a skill, you improve in that particular skill, and then, only then, can you move to the next interest. So if you're someone who has multiple interests, first of all, I see you. You're not alone. We're in this together. So don't allow anyone make you feel like you have a flaw for having multiple interests. Instead, get yourself organized, pick a primary focus for now, and keep moving forward. And so, let me know in the comment section, what are your multiple interests? I'm just curious. And if you find this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe, follow, so you can get more videos like this, because I make videos like this regularly. And that brings us to the end of today's video, and I'll see you in my next video.